So what are quartiles and box plots? So before we answer what box plots are, we're going to quickly go over quartiles. If you know what quartiles are, well, it's very easy, so don't worry. So I'm going to write a list of numbers. There we go. So this is the numbers we'll be using. 2, 5, 5, 6, 7, and 10. Now we gotta put them into quartiles. So we're gonna write 1. Oh. Sorry, I was still in the font layer. So we're gonna write 1, 2, and 3, symbolizing the 3 quartiles. But we're also gonna write min, meaning minimum, and we're gonna write maximum, or just max. What is the smallest number? 2. What is the largest number? 10. Min and max don't have to do anything with quartiles, but it's necessary for the box plot. So how do we find quartiles? So the second quartile is literally just a median. So whenever you think of quartile 2, just think of it as a median. What is a median? It's just the middle number in a like a set of numbers. So what is our middle number? Well, if we just cross off these numbers real quick to come to our middle number, we see that it's right in the middle, meaning that our middle number is going to be 5.5, because it's in the middle of these two numbers. So our median is 5.5. If there had been an actual number here, let's say that I actually had put like 5.2, it would have been 5.2. But since 5.2 is not there, we're not going to write 5.2. Next up, let's find quartile 1. So we're going to do the same thing how we found median, but instead we're going to count these 3 numbers. We're going to count everything on this side of the thing. So we're going to count 5, 5, and 2. What is the middle number? Let's cross out that one, that one. Our middle number is 5. So that is our first quartile. Now for our third quartile. Like we said, we're going to do the same thing we did with the first quartile. We're going to cross out 6, we're going to cross out 10, and we got 7. So 7 is our third quartile. Now we're done with quartiles. Now let's work on our bar graph. Sorry, box plot. So first, before we do anything, we're going to mark our minimum and maximum. So our minimum, as we see, is 2. So we're going to write right above it a little dot. And over 10, we're going to write another little dot. Make sure it's above the graph, by the way. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but it has to be above the graph. Next, we're going to draw little lines at 5, our first quartile, 2, which is 5.5, and our last quartile, which is 7. And we'll make a box between our first and third quartile. There we go. It's not the neatest, but you guys get the point. Now we're going to draw a line from our first quartile, our minimum, to our quartile. And the same from our max to our thing. And now we are done with our box graph. Something you should know about our box graph is that 25% of each section is how many numbers are in each section. So there's 25% of the numbers in this section, 25 in this little section, 25 in this section, and 25 in this section. Just because a box graph has a very long line does not mean there's more numbers down there. So that was box plots and quartiles. If you guys have any other questions, definitely ask, 'cause I'd love to help. But that's all for today. See y'all.